if we were sitting here in 1967 and someone said, oh, there will be an international aid system with rules and obligations, and many northern states will actually come close to meeting, commonly agreed targets for aid spending, people would have laughed at us. We're at a moment like that where we need to think of ourselves, what are those mechanisms by which nation states redistribute resources or allocate resources to support sustainable inclusive development, climate action and so on. Those of us who live and work within the development industrial complex, in some ways need to be much more prepared to think about and dream about what sort of architecture we might want to get to the positive 2050. Do so in a way that challenges some of the sort of very unhelpful narratives that development aid sort of conjure up. What would human flourishing look like in 2050 if all of us were to live healthy, happy lives with a sustainable environmental footprint in which our rights and freedoms were truly protected? And how do we design an economy, a global economy, that allows or maximizes the chances of happening? And that might seem naive and idealistic, but the economy that we've created and the global system we've created, the multilateral systems that we've created, are all human inventions, many only a few decades old. And so I think it is a moment when we, if ever there was a reminder for humanity to check our assumptions, this is it. This is about mutuality. This is about civilization. I mean, how is it that we live in a world in which several hundred million people live in abject poverty, right? And we tolerate that. What is that vision that we're building to? Part of that has to be, what is that next generation of multilateral institutions? And we need to dream. Where ODA fits into that puzzle, I will refer you to Johnny Glennie, because I think this, yes, the principles of aid are important. We do need some mechanisms to distribute, humanitarian assistance where it's needed quickly, hopefully with pre-positioned resources, not the sort of ridiculous system that we have at the moment. We have to go cap in hand after disaster strikes for voluntary donations from a few member states, some of whom claim that they're following ODA rules but are actually hiding a whole range of other costs. It's just the most ludicrous system. But if the principle still holds, which is if we're a civilized species, then we have mutual obligations to each other, and the principles of ODA need to feature in a much more sophisticated system of global public finance, or TOSID, that underpins this new multilateral system. In 2050, when we're sitting here, we'll be celebrating that we were part of that incredibly creative period of human flourishing.